Hello, hello, and welcome to the Real Prosperity Project. My name is Tanisha Tearing, and this is
It's Charlene Reedman coming to you live, northern BC/Alberta, and we're finally getting summer. FYI, it's gonna be another 31 degrees out today.
it's gorgeous. We have had like the best week of the entire summer this last week. It has been in the 30s by the afternoon. It's just been gorgeous. I have had a lot of pool time, and let me tell you, I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah. Well, actually, went and dug out. My girlfriend, she sent me a mister. So you hook it up to your garden hose, and then it does the misting. Yeah. So I sat out last night, and I did not make supper because it's too damn hot. So I just sat in front of the mister, and man, and even the dogs were like getting a little closer. They're like, "Wow, that's actually not so bad."
They're like, thanks, Mom. This is
Yeah.
great.
Well, thanks to my good friend
Your
because
good
she
friend.
she got it for me and totally forgot that I had it, and I was really glad to remember.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, so we're the Real Prosperity Project. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and follow. We are here to talk about prosperity in all areas of life and how you can find those amazing things to be grateful for in your everyday life. And we're hoping that just between our real talk and our real life experience, you can go out and also share how to find prosperity in other people's lives too, because let's face it, today's society can get really negative, and we want to be that change and that light in people's day. So that's what we're here for. We're going to talk about a few things today. Check out our last episode. It was the What If Up game. And we're going to give you a little bit of updates on that this week.
Yeah, that's exciting. I think this is going to tie into the what if or the what if down. But Tanisha, do you get monkey brain? I call it monkey brain. You know, you get that little chitter chatter in the back of your.
Oh yes, yes, I got it at 4 a.m. this morning actually, and I got up to go to use the washroom and went back to bed, and that brain just started, and then I was going, "Oh my gosh, please shut up! I need to sleep," and I actually started to have a panic attack. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty awful. How about you, Shar?
Yeah, did you know, Tanisha, that we actually are only capable of thinking one thought at a time? So that's why I call that the monkey brain, because there's conversations going on in our head. They're trying to overpower each other.
Mm,
But really, to focus, we can only focus on one thought at a time. So I do at 4 a.m. is I actually put my podcast on or something that I can like switch and go, okay, I'm going to focus on listening to this or music or sing a song. Like it's something that you need to switch so that you can just do that one thought at a time to help you
yeah,
get back into or meditation or breathing, concentrate on your
yeah.
breathing. Like there's so many different things that you can do to get rid of that chitter chatter, um, too many thoughts trying to take over at one time. It doesn't work.
Huh. Yeah, that actually makes sense because the other day when my husband and I were paddling down the river, that was an adventure and a half. Uh, I was starting to like get a little anxious because like we have been on the river for 6 hours now, and I don't feel like we're any closer to home. And I was
Right?
starting to get a little panicky because the wind was picking up even more, and it was almost like we're floating down the river. We shouldn't have to paddle, but because the wind was so strong, we were having to paddle to like get going because the wind was so strong it was pushing us upstream even though we were going downstream. It was insane. And I remember listening to, I think it was a podcast actually that told me that humming is actually super calming, and your body knows what notes to hum in order to hit certain vibrations and frequencies to calm and make you more present. And so I just started humming, and I was just humming different tunes and like whatever, and it totally calmed me and helped me focus. And believe it or not, the wind stopped and a hawk flew over us on the river. It was so beautiful. It was this beautiful moment. I was like, am I crazy or did this just happen? Like it was really cool. So you're right, there's different techniques.
Yeah, so that's again, you go back into that what if up and what if down. So you could have just continued on your journey of the what if down and having all that monkey brain going on and blah 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 and what if we never make it and blah and so on and so forth. But instead you took the what if up and chose to hum yourself to calmness. And the,
Yes,
the hawk appreciated it.
hawk did appreciate it. It was really cool. And you know what? That is kind of like the example of at 4 a.m. this morning. I was totally like, this has been happening. I feel like it's coming up more and more because I'm being tested for growth, you know,
Mm, right.
like, and I'm recognizing it. So it's coming up more and more for me because I'm getting to learn how to get out of that what if down and that monkey brain. And so this morning at 4 a.m. when I was going through that, it was my husband that actually helped ground me, and because he gets up really early for work and he's works away, but he happened to be up and he sent me a reel on Facebook, and it was talking about ether and how we basically create our reality by what we think about and speak about, we breathe it into existence. So what we focus on, we get more of. And I was like, oh, you man, I love you so much, because I was like, I needed to hear that so bad right now because look at what I'm focusing on. And then I what if upped. I said, what if, you know, everything works out? What if this is the turning point in my life where I finally get focused on what I need to be focused on? And all of a sudden I calmed down, I was able to fall back asleep, and I had a great dream between then and I slept until 7:30. But, you know, it was great. And that what if up, it's this huge lesson in learning to calm that monkey mind and really move forward in a positive light. And I feel like once we start to grow, we actually get these little tests.
Oh, 100%. And, there's so many cool techniques that people can utilize to, like sometimes that's something or someone or whatever, an event, it just picks your bum. Yeah. And one thing that Mike taught me was the fuck it bucket.
I love it.
Yeah. So you write it out on a piece of paper, what's bugging you, or that person or event or whatever it might be, and you write it on a piece of paper, and then you read it, and then you crumple it all up and you throw it in your fuck it bucket.
Wow.
Yeah. So you might have to do it over and over, every morning, write out. Sometimes I know we want to focus on all the good stuff, but sometimes we have to get rid of that bad stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So, listeners, I don't know if you just caught that, but that is a huge, huge thing, that nugget like that you guys can take away from this is the fuck it bucket. And I am quoting Charlene on that. We are keeping that. That is a new thing.
Yeah. Do you have to put a warning now on our podcast?
Explicit
The
language.
language, yeah.
That's
Sorry,
okay.
guys.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. But that's, you can call it whatever you want. But yeah, just helps you address what is bugging you, because sometimes you want to sweep it under the rug, but then it comes up in a clump, right? It
Yeah.
starts to build up. So yeah, we do need to deal with the stuff that's bothering us 100%.
Yes.
And that's just one technique to use,
I
right?
love it. The fuck it bucket. Remind
Yeah.
me to thank Mike for that later.
Oh, no worries. No worries. Yeah, it's so true.
That's so fun. I'm gonna teach that to my teenagers because they have some stuff going on, let me tell you, and they are trying really hard to get through it. And I think that would be really helpful for them because they're stressed little men. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Becoming
Then
an
even
adult
goes
is
to
so
like,
hard.
say there's that event or that person or whatever that's really picking your bum. Write a letter to it and then burn it or crumple it up and throw it in your fucking bucket. Because I do believe that, you still need to deal with those issues or whatever. You need to figure out a way to release it,
Mm, yeah, to let
right?
it go. Some people it's prayer, some people it's
Yeah,
meditation. You can use a bucket. You can
yeah, exactly.
whatever you need to do. And you know what? I do find having people in your life too that you can call and vent to is so great because, you know, had Garrett not messaged me this morning, I probably would have lied there for quite a bit longer.
Hmm.
And so having those people in your life that support you and understand you and know how you deal with things, that's so important.
Yeah, and that person that you're maybe venting to, it's got to be somebody that's not going to like give you the world of advice. Maybe that's not what you're looking for, or the judgment, but just the sounding board.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just a sounding board. And you know what? You can actually request that of your friends too. And if you're the one that's venting, you can just say, "Hey, listen, Charlene, I'm calling because I just need to get this off my chest. I don't need advice. I don't need opinions. I just need to get it off my chest and then we can talk about something else after." And you can request that. And
absolutely.
also, as the sounding board, you can also ask your friend once they've vented, you can say, I have a couple of things that I could say, but what would you like? Would you like me just to listen or do you want advice?
And
Because
that's the
sometimes
thing.
people do want advice, sometimes they don't.
Well, yeah, and I think as a human nature, like we always want to fix things, especially females, right? We always
Oh,
want to fix it,
yes.
fix, fix,
We are
fix.
fixers.
Yeah, yeah. When I let go of that fixing thing years ago, I'm like, it was so refreshing. Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
especially like my kids would call and I'm like, well, do you want me to tell you, or are you gonna take my suggestions, or you know what I mean? Like, well, I could tell you, but you usually ignore what I say. So how about I just leave it, and I get where you're coming from. If you want the help, call me back. Yeah, that's a big one, especially when your
Yeah.
kids start to get older. You can't keep like you have to let them figure out some shit on their own too. But again, you can be the parent or whatever to be their sounding board without
Yep.
judgment.
Without judgment. That is a huge deal. And like that is something I'm very grateful for is I did learn that young enough that when you're being a sounding board, sometimes it's just because someone needs to vent. And so with my son, my teenage son and my bonus kid, they were able to express what was going on for them. And one of them wanted help and the
Yeah,
other one didn't want help.
yeah,
One of them was like, "Oh my God, please fix this." And the other one was like, "I just want to rah." And this is all this week. And I'm not going to go into details of it because it's pretty much over now. But lo and behold, one wanted sounding board, one didn't. And then yesterday, they both have communally decided that they need to leave our small town. It's time for them to grow and spread their wings and fly, which I 100% support. They wanted to do that starting in January, but now they want to go a little bit faster because they're like, I'm done here. And that's fair.
yeah,
Um, but yesterday I said, okay, I'm going to my physio appointment because I need this to function in my day to day life. I'm apologizing about my phone keep going off. I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. Uh, but I said, when I go, I said, I want you guys to find 5 jobs each on Indeed for the area that you're looking to move to. And I will help you build your resume and I'll help you send it off. But you guys have to look for this because I'm not doing everything for you. You need to grow up. And I got back, and guess what? They hadn't done.
they didn't go on Indeed.
They didn't.
Indeed, they did
No.
not.
They indeed did not. And so I said, okay, well, I have things to do today. So now that you guys have not done that, now you guys have to do it yourselves. And I just pointed them in the direction and they actually started to do it themselves. So again, they didn't need me to fix it. They just needed me to point them in a direction so that they could go and do it themselves. And I think they needed that moment. And that was a very powerful parenting moment. Just it was a parenting win. I might. I'm just going to pat myself on the back for that one because we don't get pats on the back very often as moms.
So
But
true.
yeah, it was beautiful. And yeah, I'm really proud of them. They're going to go and conquer the world and they have great plans. One of them wants to go into the military, actually, which I'm really proud of. And the other
Yeah,
one
that's exciting.
wants to be a heavy duty mechanic. So, I mean, they're both doing something good that they feel is resonates with them.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Yeah, and it's crazy, thinking back to even like when I graduated high school at 17, and then you're like supposed to have it all figured out and what career you want to be and blah blah blah, right? It's
yeah,
like,
right.
oh my gosh.
How many careers have you been through since then?
I'd say my career path has been pretty steady around the same kind of idea, but usually, 5, 6, maybe 9 years at one position, then you're like, oh, it's time to go find something.
Mm,
And
yeah.
this is funny because, like, and I look at my dad, and he was like a banker for all of his life, and then they all of a sudden just sold out and bought a store. Like, so, but yet my dad still has a mentality of, well, you still have to stay at that job forever because that's
Um,
their generation,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Once you pick a career, that's it. That's what you're
Yeah,
doing.
that's what you
Yeah.
do. But
Yeah.
that might not be your passion.
No, it's so important to find your passion, and I have learned that over my many career changes in the years. Most of them were actually just jobs; they weren't careers. But like, I went from housekeeping to bartending to working as a manager in a deli bakery, which I love. That was one of my favorite jobs, actually. I was very passionate about food. I still am. And then I went to a gas station attendant, and then I went to pharmacy. I worked in a pharmacy. I did not like that job. That is not my passion. I learned that very quickly and was out in 3 months. Then I went back to bartending and waitressing, and but you can see like the pattern. It's all in service industry almost, right? It was all serving people. And then I went into becoming a care aide. And again, that's serving people. However, the healthcare system was not my fit. I loved what I did, helping the people, but the politics and the bureaucratic BS was what I did not fit with. And so now here again, Charlene and I are in a service industry where we can be passionate about helping people on our own terms too.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the key too. And I think, I don't know, we're off on a totally different subject again, but so crazy. There's our monkey brain. Uh, you know, if you go, say you're gonna go to university and you start, and then you're like, oh my God, what did I sign up for? Right? And then you decide that maybe university isn't for you.
Change it. Life's too short to do things that don't make you happy.
Yeah. So then you're like, oh, but my parents are really counting, they saved all that money for me to go to university and I don't want to disappoint them. Well, it's it's okay.
It's okay.
Like, seriously, you can disappoint them and they'll forgive you. However, maybe that's a strong word, but you got to figure out you, girl and
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And like, who would have thought that all of the stuff that we have done in our past, Charlene, has led us to finding and being passionate about talking to people and sharing with people through a podcast?
Yeah, like I never thought in a bazillion years I'd be doing a podcast.
Me either. But like, it came to us, what was that, like a year and a half ago?
Is that
And we
long?
just like, yeah, and we just picked up the phone. I picked up the phone and I was like, Charlene, I want to do this. And she's like, I've been wanting to do that too. And here we are. And we're passionate about it and we love it. It's great. And so you got to find your niche, what you like to do, because life is way too short to do things you don't like to do. I mean, we
Exactly.
have to do a little bit of it, but like
But that can
as your
lead
day
you
to
to where
day,
you want,
exactly. Yeah.
the career choice or whatever it might be, right? So, like social media is we get sucked into social media life, and you see the entrepreneur sitting beside the 8 Lamborghinis and the jet and blah, blah, blah. Well, is it true or is it not true?
You know what though? Most of them had to work their frickin' asses off to get to where they are though.
Yeah, exactly.
As a fellow entrepreneur, and like I have interviewed, like not interviewed, but I have spoken with some extremely successful entrepreneurs that do have Lamborghinis and yachts and stuff like that, stuff. And they came from nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They came from absolutely nothing. In fact, some of them were homeless
Yeah.
at one point. Some of them lost their marriages, lost everything that they had worked so hard for. And because they had a passion and they figured out what that was and they followed it, they became successful. And in the book that I was just listening to, I'm on my second time of listening to it. I'm probably going to listen to it the third and fourth time because it's impacting myself and my family. My 8-year-old is listening to it with me and he's like, Mom, let's walk uptown and put a toonie on the tree and see who finds it. Like he just wants to give back. Like it's great. You should be
That's
listening to that
cool.
book.
You should be listening to that at 4 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah. The Secret to Attracting Money by Joe Vitale. Just saying. Great book. I totally lost where my train of thought was going.
You're listening to or reading it or something for like 8 times now.
Yeah, still don't know where I was going.
That's
Anyway,
cool.
great book. It's gone. It's gone. That thought is gone. But it's a great book. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know where I was going. Nope.
No,
Shark take over.
Sorry. I interrupted you and made you lose your train of thought. So my bad.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. But just kind of circle back around to, what if up, what if down, monkey brain, deal with things that are bothering you. You need to get it. You need to get it dealt with. Get it off your chest. Whatever
Yeah,
you got to find the way. There's
you do.
lots of ways out there. You got to find what helps you the best. And you don't have to do it alone, right? You got to find that person. And we've talked about this on our previous podcast, your circle of influence. And sometimes you have to move people out because they're just not a good fit for you right now. Doesn't mean you don't love them any less, right? But you need to move some people out to bring new people in that maybe you need that support with, right? Yeah.
And you do. And actually that's a really good point. I love that you just said that because just because they're family
Mm-hmm.
and blood doesn't mean that they can't be moved to that outer circle because sometimes it is the closest relationships to us that are actually the ones that are holding us back. So you don't have to love them or get rid of them or love them any less. Sorry. You don't have to
You don't
get
have
rid
to
of
love
them
them.
completely. But sometimes you just need to spend less time with them.
Yep. Yep.
And spend more time with people that feed your soul.
Yeah, and bring you up.
And bring you up and can guide you into where you want to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think on that note, Tanisha, that was a lot of compacted information. I really have no more words for today because we just piled it out in 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I'm just like,
We went to 15 different subjects. We circled around. We danced around the bush.
Well, we didn't have any monkey brain going on, but I think all in all, it's real, and it's I feel like so many people just they don't know that there's tools available to work on them. I wish more of that was brought into our school system along with the financial education side of life. Like seriously.
Yeah.
We have friends up in north of us and they opened their own private school and they teach this stuff to their children, their pupils. They teach them how to think. They teach them how to make decisions. They teach them like so many other skills aside from the regular curriculum of life or school, right? It is their students excel.
Yeah, that's so important. It is. Yeah.
They teach them how to make a schedule.
Oh, I'm 36 years old, and I still I struggle with schedules. I really struggle following a schedule. It is I have a hard time with it. I wish I had have been taught that as a kid.
Yeah, but then you just listen to Tanisha's words. Everybody, struggle, hard time, blah blah blah. So what's she feeding right there?
Ah, see, I'm an example of a real human.
Yeah. So your words are power.
They are.
You know, when we speak them out. Somebody pointed that out to me a while ago, and they're like, "Well," because I was like, "Oh, I'm really gonna miss, meeting every week or blah blah blah." But it was, and he's like, "Okay, so what I heard is miss. You can't go on because no more meetings, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Oh, it's crazy. We don't put thought into our words." Yeah,
Which is crazy because I know that. They call it spelling because it's magic. Your words are magic.
exactly.
And what you speak about, you breathe into existence. And
Yeah.
you're right.
So it's like, "Oh, hey, Tanisha, how's that scheduling going right now?" Well, it sucks ass because that's what you told us.
It does. Maybe I should say, hey, I thrive at building a schedule and following a schedule. It is something I'm really, really great at. I'm really working on it.
Yeah. So there's your what if up, and you did your what
What
if
if
down.
up? What if down? You betcha. On that note, thank you everybody so much for listening. We really appreciate you all. And don't forget to subscribe and follow to get updates on when we post. We do our podcast every Wednesday for the most part. Sometimes life happens, but yeah, so please follow us on social media. And if you have any questions or comments, or you have an example of some time that you had monkey brain, or what up, what if down,
Yeah.
something that impacted you, reach out, let us know. And hey, if you want to be a guest on our podcast, we would love to hear from you.
Yeah. That'd be exciting. All right, everybody, get outside and get some vitamin D and enjoy the last, um, I guess, days of summer.
Yeah. Fading fast, fading
Well, you know
fast.
what? It's going to be beautiful and hot, so I'm okay.
It is going to be beautiful and hot. And you know what? I am just looking forward to, up here in the north, we have really, really sunny winters.
Yes, we do.
Like, gorgeous. The days may be shorter, but let me tell you, it is still gorgeous in winter.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
can't
All
complain.
right. All right, all
All
our
right.
soup fans. Have a great Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. See
Bye,
you next week.
everybody.
Bye.